Hormonal changes have a direct influence on the way you feel and you look. So if you have really painful menstruation and your PMS is so strong that it almost stops you from living your life, in today's video, we're going to be diving into specific strategies that you can implement into your day-to-day life in order to experience easier or easy menstruation periods and overcome PMS. Let's get started. Hey, Julia Tabet here, and together with my husband Paul Tabet, we are here to help you create healthy hormones, healthy body, and the life of your dreams completely naturally. If you are brand new here and you are not following us yet, why not hit follow and stay up to date with our latest videos by hitting the bell sign. Okay, if you've got painful PMS and your menstruation cycle is a nightmare, I totally understand you, because I've experienced that myself before, and I've gone through really painful PMS where you just feel wiped out for days before and a few days after, so more or less a week out of your life every single month, to not hardly noticing them and sometimes even forgetting that, I've got a period come in and it just comes and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's that time of month and yes, it's on the right date. So in today's video, I wanted to dive into the changes that can help you go from nightmare and pain and missing out on your life to much easier periods and possibly even painless periods. So let's dive into it. Now, one of the first things that you want to start doing in order to experience a much smoother period and avoid heavy, painful menstruations and PMS is making sure that you work backwards and you start on practicing and building those right things before you come into your period. Because you see, if your body is overloaded with toxins, and if you've got a lot of inflammation in your body, we'll talk about that in a moment, so stay tuned. So if you've got a lot of inflammation in your body, as your hormones change, as you approach that time of the month, you will pay the price for it. And the question that you want to ask yourself is, when do you draw that line? When you say to yourself, you know what, I will no longer accept suffering as my norm and my reality, and I will do what it takes in order for my body to start thriving, for my hormones to come into balance, and in order for me to start going through smoother periods. And the moment you decide on that, the moment you say, you draw that line in the sand, you don't go back and you move forward instead. All right, so moving on, what you need to do next is to lower your body fat percentage, because you see, the excess fat that you carry in your body, you might be carrying in your body, is biologically active. And it's not just sat there innocently and it's like, 10, 20, 30, 50 pounds overweight. No, what happens is that it produces inflammation, creates inflammation in your body. And when you experience inflammation in your body, forget about balanced hormones. Forget about you feeling good, because your body is inflamed. So by reducing your body fat percentage, and we'll talk about how nutrition can help you with that first and foremost, you can right away start experiencing much lighter and smoother periods. Now, the next important step is you're going to switch from animal foods to plant foods. Why? Well, because animal foods affect your hormones in a major and big way. And just to give you an example, it's a Harvard nurses study that followed 18,000 women over a 6-year period. So it's a lot of women followed over a long period of time, and those women wanted to get pregnant. And what they found was that a single serving of meat a day increased their risk of infertility by 30%. And a single serving of chicken a day increased their risk of infertility by 50%. So what does it show us? That when you are consuming animal products, when you're consuming meat, and when you're consuming dairy, which is loaded with animal hormones, you are causing disruption to your own hormones. And what happened to me personally when I switched from animal foods to plant foods is that I noticed that my periods got lighter, and also my periods got less painful. Before, when I was eating meat, I had really heavy periods. And guess what happens when you have really heavy periods? You start to lose iron. So with that loss of iron, your body is not functioning optimally. And with that loss of iron, all of a sudden you start to feel more fatigued. And with that loss of iron, you need enough iron and enough ferritin in order for your thyroid hormones to function properly as well. So things go out of balance. And you see, when you stick to the right lifestyle plan and need sufficient amount of iron in your diet, or you might need to supplement as well, because certain people just don't absorb iron, they have gut issues and other problems, so you might need to supplement. But you definitely need to first eat sufficient amount of iron from your food, from plants. You can get that from plants. If you are deficient, you might need to supplement with some extra iron, but you definitely need to have enough iron reserves in your body in order for you to be able to experience healthy hormones and also function well in healthy energy levels. Okay, so if you're on a healthy diet, so eating a whole food, plant foods diet, but your periods are still heavy and painful, you need to balance your omega-6 to 3 ratio. And especially as you're approaching your period, so for 2 weeks before your period, you definitely want to make sure that you are eating plenty of omega-3s, so flax seeds, chia seeds, and some hemp seeds, and omega-3 rich sources, and from plant foods, very important. So you're lowering your omega-6s, so not eating as many omega-6 containing nuts, seeds, avocados, olives, and so forth. Now, I've been on a healthy, whole food, high raw vegan diet for the last 13 years myself, and I know that if my omega-6 consumption in my diet is too high, I will experience a more painful periods. If I lower my omega-6 consumption and increase my consumption of omega-3, and even, really lowering it before my periods, then I will experience a much lighter and more smoother period. So make sure that you are understanding omegas the right way and you are balancing them the right way in order for you to experience a more pleasant period. Now, if your periods are heavy and painful, this one is a very important one, and that is not overloading your body. So you know that your period is going to come on a specific date, for example. Within a week before your period, you don't put as much pressure on yourself. And especially a few days before your period, you know that's the time when you need to have more rest, and you allow for that to happen because your body is going through a lot of changes and you are asking for more help during that time. This is very important. Yes, so you are asking for more help so you can rest more and you can have less stress, and you've got that support around you in order for you to be able to go into your period, get through it, and then come out on the other side as you're approaching your ovulation and feeling amazing again, and you feel good. So that asking for help is essential, and know that is important, even if your diet and lifestyle is healthy and you're just not overloading yourself with as much work, stress, commitments, and so forth. Now, your period is part of a larger hormonal cycle that your body is going through. And if you've got hormonal issues that you want to balance and your weight that you need to balance and you want to discover a plan that can help you get there, then I would love to invite you to a free online masterclass that will show you the 5 steps to balancing your hormones, losing 10 to 50 pounds completely naturally without carbohydrate restriction, and feeling amazing again. All you need to do is grab yourself a spot by registering here and see description for more details as well, and watch it to the end. Thank you so much for joining me for this training, and I'm going to link this video to another video where one of our clients will share with you how she overcame hormonal imbalances and started thriving again by eating the right diet and eating a lot of carbohydrates and also thriving on plant foods. See you there.